Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Purgatory, your weekly Diablo III news. It is Monday, February 13th, and today we will be discussing the planned Q2 launch, public chat channels, difficulty in the game, the map overlay, and more beta keys coming soon. During last week's Activision Blizzard conference call, we were informed that Diablo III is being targeted for a second quarter launch of this year. Now, people initially assumed that we were planning on a first quarter launch simply because Blizzard stated they expected to launch the game in early 2012. I do want to inform you guys that although Q2 may not be as early as you hoped, it is not technically incorrect at the moment. They could still launch it in the early half of Q2, and it would still hit that early 2012 release mark that they initially set. However, we of course are going to have to wait and see when and if we get an announcement, but yes, we won't be seeing the game until some point in Q2. Blizzard has confirmed that public chat channels are going to be in Diablo III, and although we have not gotten any specifics as to exactly how they will be implemented, I'm going to assume that it is going to work much like the StarCraft II public chat channels do. Keep in mind both StarCraft II and Diablo III are on Battle.net 2.0, and I do expect there to be some similarities in the general chat function of both games. We should expect more information on the public chat channels to come out at some point before release. Blizzard released a video last week discussing the difficulty in the game. Now this video is actually footage that was taken from BlizzCon 2011. This was posted at the actual event, and it features various employees of Blizzard discussing how difficult the game gets in the later difficulty, specifically Nightmare and above. They are saying that it is going to get quite difficult for players, and although we can only see a very small portion of the game in the beta that we currently have access to, they are assuring us that it will get much harder later on. We will of course have to wait and see. At the very least, I am expecting Inferno to be quite difficult, and I'm excited for it. Some concerns were raised last week concerning the map overlay in Diablo III, specifically the fact that once you had your map up and active, you could not move your character at the same time. So if you clicked your character into a position on the ground and then brought up your map, they would stop at the designated position and you could not continue to move them. It has been stated by Blizzard that this is designed intentionally to try to get you to stop and look at your map rather than continuously moving with it. They were specifically trying to avoid the Diablo II scenario where players played constantly with their map up. Really, it just doesn't look good, and it really doesn't make for very fun gameplay either. This is a feature that I am actually a little happy about, because the one aspect that I didn't really enjoy about Diablo II was always having to stare at that ugly map. And then lastly, I did want to let you guys know that it looks like we are still going to expect some more beta keys, so if you are still waiting on them, there are still more coming up in the future. We were of course aware of this last week in a post on the official Diablo III website stating that there were going to be more key waves and more contests going on, as well as various fan site promotions to expect in the future. So just a little reminder of that. On the forums there was a question by a user asking if Blizzard could send everyone keys, and then it was responded to stating that of course they can't send keys out to everyone, but that more keys are going to be coming. Once we get further information about any more key contest or giveaways, I will be sure to let you know. And that is going to conclude this week's episode of Purgatory. Stay tuned next Monday for another episode wrapping up all of your weekly Diablo III news and discussion. And then of course stay tuned on Fridays for our weekly Diablo cast. If you would like more in-depth and lengthier discussion, that is where you will want to tune in. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep watching and keep owning.